So, I saw Joker, and I'm gonna talk about it. Joker is the latest film from Todd Phillips, who is, of course, known for his comedy films, particularly the Hangover trilogy, and unknown for his early rockumentary films. Phillips co-wrote the film with Scott Silver, whose most notable writing credits are probably The Fighter and 8 Mile. It stars Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro, two fantastic actors, and is of course an origin story for the famous Batman villain, the Joker. In terms of story beats and visuals, it borrows a lot from the playbook of Martin Scorsese. The film has come under fire by critics for its potentially socially irresponsible themes. The reason I so thoroughly establish the background behind this film is because said background is going to greatly inform your opinion of this film. What I can safely say is what you expect to get out of Joker is what you're going to get out of Joker. Now, I went into it with a certain cautiousness, because while Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro are two fantastic actors, and two of my favorites, the director and writer's work registers primarily as television static for me. In terms of aesthetic appeal, Joker looks quite nice. A good deal of attention to detail was paid to recreating a 1980s America, even in the film's opening credit sequence. I really love this film's concept of being a dark take on a supervillain's backstory, and I thought it was explored in a fairly interesting way. I love Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro's performances in this movie, but it's certainly not their best work, and that is more of a testament to them than anything, because in these two actors' expansive canons, it is hard to top performances like Freddie Quell and Travis Bickle, respectively. The story is the element in which the most is lifted from Martin Scorsese, particularly his 1976 film, Taxi Driver, and his 1982 film, The King of Comedy. What is bad about the film's storyline is that it does go into some particularly cliché places in the second act, which I'm not really going to get into because that would spoil it, but to give a bit of a dog whistle for viewers who have seen this film, these are the reveals concerning Zazie Beetz' character. However, this is not to suggest that the film does not build to some completely satisfying scenes which just get your blood pumping and are so well built to an yeah! Woo! We live in a society! Woo! Oh, dang it. Dang it. Well, what do you know? You throw your chair, you're gonna break it, you idiot. As for a couple issues I had with this film, it comes near Flanderization at points, with a couple of the characters feeling so close to caricatures they might as well have turned to the camera and said, "I'm rich, I hate the poor." However, by far this film's biggest issue is that it just needs to shoehorn in pandering to fans of the comic books. So, spoilers from here on out, I guess. To acutely state what I mean, it is the Batman origin story scenes which they just shove right in here for no reason at all. The film would have been all the better without them, and they completely bring the flow of the film to an emergency-breaking halt. So, those were my thoughts on Joker. had a good deal to like about it, and it had a good deal to dislike about it. I'm not going to dissect the film's political views because I feel that is better suited for someone else. But just know that they didn't factor into my enjoyment or lack of enjoyment. This is one of the better blockbusters to come out this year, but I do not think it is quite as fantastic as the people on IMDb would seem to suggest. I'm giving this one a 6 or 7 out of 10. I don't know, it doesn't really matter, whatever. It's just numbers. Bye.